last on the list, but I don't think y'all are gonna wanna leave. I was talking to David, the cool founder of this very cool facility, and he says after this, they're having a workshop on twerking. I think we would call that a twerk shop. But let's stay on politics for just a minute. I'm Chris Bell, I'm running for governor. I'm a former news reporter, turned lawyer, turned politician. I used to tell folks I have the triple crown of disreputable profession. But I had the privilege of serving as a member of the Houston City Council for several years, and then had the privilege of being elected to the United States Congress, then had the misfortune of being a victim of the first mid-decade redistricting back in 2004. And with that experience, that combined experience as a husband, father, lawyer, politician, reporter, and the various places I've had the opportunity to live, grew up in Dallas, went to school in Austin, first big job in journalism was in Amarillo, then moved to Houston to go to law school, and now I live in a historic home in Chapel Hill, miles down the road, right next to Brenham, and my main office for my law practice is down in Brenham. So I've seen a lot of different parts of Texas, and I feel like I have a very good understanding of the state. And I was also very honored to be the 2006 nominee for governor here in Texas. And in the historic home that I live in, it's historic because Sam Houston not only visited there regularly, but he actually lived there for a while. And his ghost is still there. And he woke me up one night and said, he'd been around the state. And he said, Chris, this sucks. I thought Sam would be more eloquent than that. But it does. And a lot of people have talked about schools, but we can't just complain about schools. We've got to put some ideas on the table for how we're going to make them better. And ladies and gentlemen, they have declared war on public school education. Public school education is what unlocks the key to the future for thousands of kids. And if we throw away that key, what are those kids going to do? I have a very strong belief that every child, when they leave high school, should be ready for one of two things. Either ready to go to work or ready to go to college. And as far as the ready to go to work, we're not preparing kids. And when you look at all the trades and all the things they could be learning as far as the prerequisites for trades, all that could be done at the high school level. I want to talk about artificial intelligence. I know that it scares the hell out of a lot of people, but it's also doing a lot of good. And a lot of private schools have taken full advantage of it and are having amazing results. We are running our schools on a 19th century model. It is time to modernize. And Janessa talked about treating teachers like professionals. They're the most important people in our children's lives, with the exception of their parents. And yet, and a truck driver who, and God bless them, I think it's great that a truck driver can make $150,000 to $200,000 a year. But why are our teachers topping out at $80,000 a year? Where's the room for advancement at the top like you'll see for other professions? Why don't we have that for teachers? That must change. And I want to set up model schools throughout the state of Texas so we can start testing some of these ideas and look for ways that artificial intelligence can make a positive difference. But can you change that to like 2 or 3? And what nobody is talking about is the fact that because of this boom, we are going to face tremendous unemployment. Not just here in the state of Texas, but all over America. People are going to have to retrain, and we're going to have to start preparing for that. We need to extend unemployment benefits to take care of those people who are going to be retraining for other jobs, or we're going to have a crisis in this state. And lastly, I want to talk about corruption. Can you change that? Can I wrap up?
Yes.
Thank you. Corruption is rotting our state from the inside out in the capital. Billionaires are making the choices. I doubt a whole lot of people here in McLennan County were crying out and saying, we must have private school vouchers. That's not the way to improve public schools, to incentivize kids to go out or move out of the public school system into private schools. The reason we did that is because a billionaire was very much in favor of private school vouchers and gave millions of dollars to Rick Perry. That is not the way to run a government. When I was in the United States Congress, I broke the rule, broke the truce on the filing of ethics complaints. I filed an ethics complaint against the most powerful person at that time, Tom DeLay. He was unanimously admonished by the House Ethics Committee, and it was the first chink in his armor. I don't fool around when it comes to ethics. We need campaign finance reform here in the state of Texas. It's absurd that people can give any amount of money to statewide candidates. That's not how to run a railroad. That's not how to run our state government, and I assure you, I will work my tail off to change that. I need your support. We can beat Greg Abbott. This is our chance. It's going to be a blue wave. Please support Chris Bell for governor. Thank you.